What's up, everybody? I'm Steve with Medellin Unfiltered.
And I'm Passport Graffiti. And today we're here. We're going to be doing an interview with Medellin Unfiltered and myself.
I'm going to be interviewing him, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
We have two cameras going here, so if you see us looking at both, now you know why.
So where would you like to start today with this discussion?
Well, let's start. How long have you been here?
So I've been in Medellin now for about 2 years. Originally came here from Miami, Florida. My first time here in Medellin was actually in December of 2022. And this is actually when the exchange was at 5, which the good old days, what we'll call it now, right? But it was when it was at 5. So my first time here, of course, I thought everything was super cheap. I was like, oh, this is great, not realizing that the actual exchange goes up and goes down.
Yeah.
It's never gotten back to 5 cents, but
Yeah.
Nevertheless, my first time here, really fell in love with Medellin, the city. Also, the culture, the climate was a huge one for me, not being in Miami with all the humidity. But also, too, just the food in there, a little bit of everything. And I would be lying if I didn't say the women.
Of course.
That was a huge motivating factor. But a big part of what played a part of me moving to Medellin was I wanted to learn Spanish because I was actually missing out on a lot of business opportunities living in Miami and not knowing Spanish, with Miami basically being another part of Latin America.
Yeah.
My joke is the great thing about Miami, it's so close to the United States. That was another reason why I decided to move to Medellin, was to learn Spanish. And I heard that here in Medellin or in Colombia, they generally tend to enunciate words better. It's a little bit easier for the learning process.
For sure.
Versus going to like an Argentina or something like that.
And I think that the biggest difference is that, like, here the slang is pretty simple. It's there's not a lot of crazy slang. Like in Argentina, I went to Buenos Aires and I had trouble hearing people. What's this person trying to say? The only other place that's similar to here is Bogota. Bogota has a very neutral accent as well.
I will say, in July I was in Peru and Lima for a month, and
Nice.
they actually have a very, very neutral Spanish accent as well, which makes it very easy to
Yeah.
understand as well.
In Lima, people speak slower than here too.
Yeah.
It's kind of a good thing. Places they say, oh, we don't talk fast,
But they do.
Yes, you do.
Not as fast as the people from the coast,
No.
but they definitely speak fast.
Costeños speak so quickly.
Yeah.
It's insane. But that's good though. It's an okay thing.
Yeah.
Nice. So you finding it good here otherwise?
Yeah, no complaints. I mean, obviously, there's the adjustment period, trying to get through the cultural differences, and I would be lying if I say I'm not still getting used to them to this day, like little things when it comes to dating, the flaking part of it, and other little things as well,
Sure.
which are all still part of just you adjusting and getting used to it. But
Facts.
yeah, I mean, even
Facts.
to this day, I'm about 2 years in, and I'm still learning to adjust and get used to cultural things, because you have it so ingrained in your mind of how things are in the States, and this is the way we do things, and you're not in your country anymore, so you have to kind of conform and do the way things are done here.
It's kind of adapt or die. The Moneyball thing. You have to, and if you don't, there's a lot of guys that come here. They come here for vacation. They're in vacation mode, and they think this is great. I want to live here. Then they come here and they stay in vacation mode, and after about 2 months, it gets old. Also, too, it's another reason why a lot of digital nomads leave, is because they have a hard time adjusting. It's one of the reasons, which I'm sure we'll touch on in this video, but it's one of the reasons people leave is outside of not being able to form a solid social circle. It's not being able to adapt to things like just slow service, or no service,
at times. So it's little things like you just have to get used to.
Yeah, I see that a lot. I mean, I've been here on December 17th, it'll be 10 years. I said I'm coming here for 6 months, and that was 10 years later. That's the real danger of coming here.
Yeah, you don't
do not want to
leave.
leave.
Yep.
100%.
It's the most dangerous thing. It's 100% true.
And that's dangerous for everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the one thing that I've found here more than anywhere else that I've ever been, is that people are kind of in their own world. and everything happens at its own pace here. He's got to get used to it. The walking slow. People walk like, I say they zombie walk in public. There's just, it's really slow pace, and like I didn't realize that. Oh, I'm like, get out of the way, get out of the way, move, come on, move, let's go, I got things to do.
Yeah, if you come from New York, this is gonna be torture.
Oh man, I'm from California, and we're supposed to be the calm and chill ones, and I'm still like.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
So I guess we can kick things off. We'll start with the dating portion of it. I know that's usually something a lot of people want to know, and we might spend a large amount of time on that.
It's a very popular thing to talk about.
And one of the things we met through TikTok, I saw your content and reached out to you and said, hey, I'd love to do a collab or interview. Because for me, I like to, at least with my content, I like to kind of give a more realistic light on Medellin. And one of the things I hate is that so many people make Medellin, or just Colombia in general, seem as if it's Disneyland, it's easy mode, it's, you know, you come here and it's just, you're not necessarily entitled, but you're going to be getting 9s and 10s, and everywhere you walk there's just supermodels walking down the street. And you know, I recently did a piece of content on TikTok, just walking down the street showing like, these are what normal average women look like here. Not everybody's going to be a supermodel. Will you see some? Sure, but it's just not every person or everywhere you walk.
That's my biggest complaint about the content, honestly. You nailed it. I think people romanticize the city because they see all these, I call them these papacito videos, where like, oh, papacito.
Yep.
First of all, the real truth is they hate that shit. They hate it. They hate it. And if you talk to a girl from outside of Medellin, it's even worse. They hate it even more.
And I'm going to piggyback on what you said. In my experience, being someone that's really into social media and online, the only girls that you will hear papacito from, and I've been living here only 2 years, he's been here for 10 years.
I know where you're going with this, and we didn't even practice this.
Yes, this is not, it's not rehearsed, but the only girls you're going to hear this from are girls who are doing OnlyFans, or girls that are prostitutes, or they're trying to promote something on social media, and that's usually the only place you really hear it. I've been here 2 years, going on probably hundreds of dates since I've been here. I have not been called papacito one time.
The only time that a normal girl will call you that is if she wants something.
Yes, I agree with that as well. That, more. Those are going to be where you're going to hear usually there's something coming after that where I want or I need something.
Yep.
You're not just hearing that. Normally, if you're just getting normal, let's say words of affection, that's going to be cariño. Amor, not more, or mi amor, or amor, not more.
No. More is, that's something, some sort of what I call as a soft bag is about to come out of their mouth.
And actually, one of the first girls I dated when I got here, which I ended up screwing up because I was still in my mindset of, I need a girl who's a 10 or a 9 or 10. And this girl was probably a decent 6 or 7, came from a middle class family, but I didn't realize how important that was 2 years ago versus how it is now. But she told me, she said, in my opinion, I think only the lower class women, or lower class, like the people from the lower barrios, will say more. She's like, I don't feel like the middle and upper class are going to say more. They're going to say more.
No. It's absolutely accurate. I've never been on a date where a girl said papacito or more unless they wanted something.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a lower strata thing. It's definitely it's a way you can tell an education level and also what a woman wants here. It's a good way to
100% true. It's so essentially, if you're going to take anything away from this portion of it, it would be that the papacito, the more, these are usually just kind of like marketing tactics.
Yep.
Definitely when it's online, the videos where you see, we don't say baby, we say papacito, all that. That's just, it's essentially a ploy to get the simps to follow and buy in and basically go buy their content. That's all it is. It's not anything of significance or of genuine, It
doesn't happen here. And if you think it does, or if that's what you're coming here for, just don't even get on the plane, man. It's not going to happen.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Also, too, one of the things that I usually like to touch on is I suffer from this, and we were kind of having this pre-conversation off camera, but I wanted to share this on camera. So when I first got here 2 years ago, my thought was, hey, you know, I'm a young guy. I would say decent looking, average to decent looking. I'm not gonna say I'm a 10 or anything, but average to decent looking. Got some money to my name, smart, well traveled. I deserve, or I should have, maybe not necessarily deserve, because you got to work for everything that you get. Yeah. You don't deserve anything. Nothing's guaranteed to you. You work for everything you get. And it's the same thing here with women. You got to work for the good ones. And you know, I was thinking, all these girls you see in Smart Fit, you see in Body Tech, I was like, I should be able to get one of those. And in reality, it's super hard to get one of those, and it's very easy to kind of be lulled into this consistently searching. And one of the things I tend to have this conversation with guys that I do consultations for, or that I talk to. Medellin is filled with what I call hypothetical options. And what this means is that you're gonna see 1,000,001 girls where you're gonna think, I could be dating her, I could be dating her, or I could be dating this one. Because there's so many beautiful women here where you get into this not habit, but just this way of not making a decision or pulling a trigger or getting into a relationship where you just fall into this forever dating mode. And I went through that phase. And one of the things you have to realize too is, like I said, they're hypothetical options, because realistically you may not be an option for them, even though you think that they're an option for you. I don't know if you want to speak on that.
No, I couldn't have said it any better. You nailed it. I think a lot of guys that come here, especially when they're a weekend warrior, they get analysis paralysis. I mean, it's like, oh my God, there's just so many women here that are gorgeous. And they seem to be interested because the fact of the matter is Paisa people are very nice. They're very friendly. Open and very friendly. So a lot of guys come here and they mistake friendliness for affection. Because let's face it, in the U.S., we don't get a lot of affection as guys.
Yeah.
It's not something that's normal. So when you have girls like wanting to talk to you and they have curiosity about you, it's like, oh my God, I'm the king of this place. And that people get lulled into that. Guys definitely get lulled into this like feeling of, yeah, I'm doing great here. I should move here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then they're in vacation mode still. So.
Yeah, you definitely. What I did is originally before I moved here, I came for a month, and you know,
it's a good time.
Everyone has their things of, okay, if you're here for a week, you're a weekend warrior, or you're still considered a weekend warrior. If you're here for 3 weeks, you fall into this category. Yeah. For me, my month here was actually taking Spanish classes. Awesome. I wasn't too much focused on dating. I mean, I still dated, but the primary focus was
that's great.
Taking Spanish classes and learning through immersion. And then I went back to the States for a while and came back again for another month. But there were month by month of investigation periods, seeing how is it really once you're here for more than just a week or a weekend, and you're not in the touristy areas, and you're seeing more than just, you know, what everybody is marketing to you. Oh, go to Poblado, go to Las Intentas, stay in these areas, go see this, Laureles. And, you know, so I had a good idea of, all right, yeah, this is actually a place I could live. I could survive here. Medellin isn't the first country that I lived in. I've lived abroad before, so it's not that was new to me. It's just obviously here everything is different than what it may be if you're living in Europe or, you know, Latin America. But
this is very unique here. It's a very unique system here. The other thing that I think a lot of people don't realize when you move here is it's still it looks very modern here. Where we are it's a beautiful place, and we're not in the touristy areas. We both live in an area that's like kind of isolated.
Yeah.
It's mostly, I would say, 99% more upper middle class Colombians.
Yeah,
in this area.
And it's very central. It's central of.
We're not going to say the area because we don't want people coming here.
Try to keep it for ourselves.
Yeah.
But,
gatekeeping, big time gatekeeping.
It's very central. It's it's either 20 minutes either way. You're in south or you're north, and it's a great area. Which I suggest you stay in the central part of Medellin, anywhere kind of
anything outside of Poblado.
Yeah,
I think that my feeling is that when you're in the touristy areas, you don't get a feel for the real area, and I think people kind of forget that even though it's pretty here and it's It feels very modern. We're still in the middle of a third world country technically, and there's a lot of people that most of the people, I'm gonna say 75% of the people you meet are gonna be great, fantastic. There's 15 that are maybe, and then there's probably 10% that are looking at you as an opportunity.
Yeah.
They're on the streets. They're looking at you as an opportunity. So always be careful of whatever you're doing here. Keep in mind that we are. It's safe here, but it's not completely safe. You have to be street smart here, and I don't think a lot of people are street smart.
So, kind of pivoting back to what we were talking about with the dating, how I felt like I was entitled to, or not entitled, but that I should have one of these girls, and then you
deserve it.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And what you start realizing is, okay, a lot of the girls who are 9s and 10s, a lot of these girls are monetized, or they're trying to monetize their beauty, and whether this is OnlyFans, whether this is webcam, or whether it's just sugar daddies, or it's simps. It's the guys, and I've met girls here who are beautiful and have told me, oh yeah, hey, I have guys that are sending me, they use the word details here.
Detalles.
Detalles. It's a huge word here, and there's going to be certain words that you're going to want to, I would say that if you're doing any online dating, which I usually recommend, only stick with Bumble. Don't use anything else. Bumble's decent.
You can actually find people on Bumble.
Yeah.
Tinder, forget it.
We're gonna
Columbia,
say
Cupid.
I have no idea what the future looks like, so we're gonna say at this point, in the end of
For right
2025, going into 2026.
I keep forgetting that the content lives forever.
Lives forever, yeah. So you can still find them at this point in time.
Right
I don't know what it's gonna be in the future, but right now it's not overfilled with girls who are trying to drug you or rob you, or prostitutes, because they tend to be a little bit more strict.
They're a little strict, yeah.
With photos and
They're
stuff
still
that you
there.
can put up. They're still there, yeah. It still
So
exists.
you got to be careful with it, but at the same time, if you're going to online date here, Bumble at this moment it's the only one that you can look at and say, oh yeah, there's real people.
You can find decent stuff. So I mean, are some of these women on there going to be gringo hunters? Sure. They're specifically looking for foreigners. I can't deny that there will be some, but it's up to you, to have your vetting skills in line to figure out who's here for what and who's not. So, but getting back to what I was saying is that you start to realize, okay, a lot of the really, really beautiful girls are monetized in some way, shape, or form.
In some capacity, for sure.
Which that expectation is going to roll over to you. Or also, too, what a lot of people don't talk about is how narco culture affects now, which basically it transferred over from narco to gringo. And it's something you really will never hardly hear any content creators that talk about Medellin, or, well, it mainly has to do with Medellin, because other parts of Colombia aren't this bad.
Yeah.
It's really just Medellin. But
this is a unique place. No, you're right. It's if you go 2 hours, if you drive 2 hours south, 3 hours south, you're in Pereira. It's super similar looking, but the vibe is way different.
And the good thing about Pereira, Manizales, or that kind of Cafetero region is that they're still paisa.
Yeah.
They still have the beautiful look of paisas. I almost don't even want to say this because I don't want people to overfill.
I know we'll gatekeep that too.
Yeah.
But I mean, the other thing that keeps a lot of people away from that is the culture is different.
Yeah.
They don't put up with the same nonsense. Here, the culture, you can get away with being a sex tourist, and they're like, oh, well, you're bringing us money, so we don't care. But in Pereira, Manizales, Armenia, you can't get away with that stuff. Yeah. The stuff that you get away with here, with being just out and looking, and I don't know if you've gone to Parque Lleras. I don't like it. I hate it.
Yeah.
But there's always guys on their phones doing like lives. Look at all these hoes, and look at this, and they won't put up with that. They will not put up with that. They're not as welcoming to foreigners that are disrespectful as they are here.
And there's not as many foreigners out there, so it's
still
more enjoyable. And actually, I'm gonna loop into a kind of a little bit of a story.
Perfect.
My first experience with Parque Lleras when my first time coming here. So I didn't come here for pay for play. I always knew Colombia had a reputation of beautiful women, especially Medellin, but I didn't know anything about Provenza, I was just told, hey, you know, from the videos that I watch, finding videos like yours or other, you know, people who make content about Medellin, was, hey, stay in Poblado, it's safe, it's one of the higher stratos. Okay, sure, got that, got my Airbnb. And then, so once we got here, we figured, hell, someone said, hey, you want to go to the Provenza area? So we're just wandering around and happened to stumble into Parque Jettis. Didn't know what it was, haven't heard about it before coming here. Wasn't looking up a lot of content of where you find girls or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
they find you there.
Yeah, they will find you.
Oh, yeah,
so we were confused. I mean, naturally in Provenza, you're going to see a lot of good-looking women there.
Of course.
And as you're walking through the kind of the back streets where some of the restaurants are and stuff, you're going to see people there as well. So you don't know, if it's your very first time and you don't know anything about Jettis Park, that is anything different from the like Provenza area. So we stumble in there and we're just like,
it's
wow.
We're like Vegas, like lights everywhere.
And we don't know that they're all hoes at this point.
Yes.
304s. And we're like, oh, well, this is the ratio?
Working girls.
Working girls, yeah. and we're like, oh.
Oh, yeah, you get there and it's like, oh my God, there's like 20 of them to me and they're all coming to me.
So me and my friend that went at the time, we're just thinking this is the normal ratio of women to men here in Colombia. So, of course, our eyes are all big. We're like beautiful women. And then we go into one of the little clubs. We're like, hey, we hear our music. And this is a huge thing. If you hear American music anywhere, and this usually goes for like Cartagena, here in Medellin, it's usually a place where they're specifically targeting tourist customers. Yeah. And it's usually working girls.
Yep.
So
especially in Parque Jettis.
Yeah, especially there. So once we got into this place, we started talking to a few girls, and then like within a few minutes, we're like, oh, that's what we stumbled into. We had our aha moment, and then we left there. But yeah, that was my first day or first night.
your first experience with Parque Jettis. Yeah. What's really funny is when I moved here, it wasn't anything like that. It was like it was different. It was like just tourists there, and there were police everywhere to keep that from happening. But I think right around when the country reopened from the pandemic, it just turned into what it is now. It's kind of morphed into it.
It's unfortunate, but I feel like I've lived in a lot of different places. I've lived in Rio, I've lived in Europe and Germany and other places, not for as long stint of time that I've lived here, but I can usually tell, especially when you're going to places that are kind of off the beaten trail and a lot of people don't know about them. Yeah. You can kind of tell when something has gone commercial, when you start seeing old white people, like people you would see from like middle of America, like Kansas or some shit like that. Like that's usually when you can start saying, okay, this is kind of turned commercial.
Birkenstocks and shorts.
And to me, I feel like
Crocs and shorts.
Medellin is basically Cancun now.
It's getting there. Yeah,
I feel like that's where we're at. Definitely when you start seeing like the young college kids, and you know they look like they're from, or at least if they're guys, they're from a frat.
Oh yeah.
You're like, yeah, this has really gone commercial. Really, at this point, that's where it is. And to me, I feel like basically this has become Cancun now.
It's starting to. I think that it's got the reputation. I think it's Cancun with legal prostitution. Yeah. And cheap drugs.
Yeah. And beautiful girls.
Beautiful girls everywhere. And it's not expensive. It's, you know, if you're going, let's say you go to Miami for a weekend and you want to party.
Oh, this is way less.
It's like a tenth of the price. And you're not going to have to worry about, oh, if I buy drugs, there's going to be fentanyl in it. There's none of that. It's not something you have to think about here. But what's happening too is that now the people from here are starting to get tired of that tourist coming here. So they're starting to like.
There's definitely a bit of tourism fatigue.
Which, it's a little bit of pushback.
Yeah, I mean you've seen it in Spain as well too. Yeah. Is because of we're coming here, we're willing to pay all these prices. The locals aren't. And it's if you want to call it gentrification, it's gentrification. Yeah. You're starting to get, and the reason why right now the peso is the exchange rate is kind of lower is because there's so many foreign investments now are coming into Medellin that the peso is getting stronger. It's not that the dollar necessarily is getting weaker.
It's the peso's
It's just the peso is starting to gain more power, more strength. So the exchange rate is just coming down.
Yep.
Unfortunately, but
I mean, if it helps us with our cost of living going, at least staying where it's at now, I'll be okay with that. But if inflation increases and the price of the dollar goes down versus the peso, then it's a problem.
So I think this is definitely a perfect way, since we're kind of talking about tourism, to kind of segue into this part of where we're talking about safety and drugging and robbing, which happens a lot here. Something that I try to make a good amount of content on, because the unfortunate part is, as long as there's airplanes flying to Colombia, there's a new fool arriving every day.
There's 4 in the air right now as we're recording this, full of guys who are just coming here wide-eyed, expecting
on their way,
the same thing that you had said, expecting that, I'm going to just come here and just be swimming in women, swimming in 9s and 10s.
So one thing that I try to drill this amongst people, and at least definitely my following, is that you have to understand that you are coming to a country of women that are full of women that are street smart.
Yes.
Maybe in the States you got some, depending on where they live, they may be street smart. Most are probably book smart, but not street smart.
Yep.
Here you're dealing with an entire country of women that are street smart.
Yep.
That are street smart. So you need to know this. And
you're not ready for you're not ready for how they are like expert level at this stuff.
Finessing, like
the women in Miami have nothing on these girls, nothing.
So it's something that's important for you to know before you come here. And usually when you start seeing a lot of the guys that are getting drugged and robbed, I mean, it's everybody, it's all nationalities, so I don't want to single anybody out, but I will say who are a little bit more acceptable to it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is I definitely think European men, because they're coming from a country where this is not even a thought to them that a woman's going to drug you or rob you. Also, too, it's just very safe in Europe. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's crime everywhere, but it's nationally considered more safe. Sure. And when they come here, they're taking women at face value, and they're not, thinking like, I need to be skeptical of everybody.
That's 100% accurate. I mean, from my experience with, I know a lot of the people because I'm backing up a little bit. I used to work in the webcam industry. I worked there for 13 years, so I have a different view of the whole dating thing as well. It's kind of not always good, but one of the things that guys have, when they found out that I worked in the webcam industry, like, oh my God, I just got drugged, and they come to me and I'm like, what do you want me to do, man? I don't know what to do. So it's kind of a sad thing, because it's the ones that I've seen, the U.S. guys, we have more tourists from the U.S. coming here than any other nationality. It's like the biggest nationality. It's the U.S., Mexico, DR, oddly enough, Europe in general, and the U.K., Australia.
I think it's also too because the Dominican peso is a little stronger.
Yeah.
So it's easier for them to come here.
It really is.
And it's crazy how opposite this is versus Colombians going to the Dominican Republic, because for them a $250 flight or $300, $400 flight, whatever it is, depending on when you go, is super expensive to them. Actually, I've met quite a few people who, Peru is right next door, and they can't even get a flight to Peru or Ecuador, for that sense. So, but I think that's also another reason a lot of Dominicans come here.
I think it's absolutely true. It kind of blew my mind a little bit when I knew that Dominicans came here. I'm like, wow, really? But you're right, absolutely right. Most of it is, one of the biggest reasons that people come here is because it's affordable. And I think that's the reason a lot of people want to move here, is because it's affordable and they don't think ahead of time. I say it all the time that Medellin's not for everybody.
It's not.
It's this city specifically. I think if you move to other cities, it's a little bit easier to make that transition, but Medellin is. And
my suggestion actually would be, and I've said this before on TikTok, that if you're going to come to Colombia, don't do Bogota, don't do Cartagena, don't do Medellin. Go to one of the other cities. Go to Barranquilla, go to Bucaramanga, go to Pereira, Manizales, go to any other part of Colombia first. Experience that, and then later come to one of the more
major
popular,
cities.
one of the more major cities. and you'll have a different perspective of Medellin versus
100%.
hitting the big spots first, and then you're just stuck on those.
You'll also get to see what real Colombian culture is. I think a lot of the guys that come here, they just have this thought that Colombian women are this way because paisas are this way. It's like there's a whole country full of people outside of here. So yeah, I think it's a pretty smart way of doing it. I would avoid Cali right now.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Cali it's very hot there right now. It's not safe.
So kind of want to circle back to the drugging part. What do you think are some things that guys should look out for? What are some signs, or what have you heard or seen from your tenure here of what maybe because obviously we're hoping this content is going to reach the right person.
For sure.
And even if it saves 1 or 2 lives or prevents 1 or 2 incidents, it's a
win for us.
Yeah, it's a win for us.
For sure.
So what do you think are some things?
I think the one thing I'll say to everybody that's going to try dating here, if you're going out with a woman and she is pushing too hard, she's pushing like, hey, let's go back and let's hook up and let's do this, it's fake and you're in trouble. Hookup culture is not a thing here. No matter what people try and sell you, it is not a thing in Medellin. It's not a thing. It is, but it's not.
I was going to say, I want to play devil advocate a little bit, and I was going to say, I think that it does exist here, but it's just not as common as it is in the States.
For sure.
It does exist here.
It does. I don't want to say it doesn't exist, but I think people have a lot of guys have this view that it's this wide thing. It's just like this is Sodom and Gomorrah of places, and it's like this like adult Disneyland, like you said. It's not. It's really not. If a woman is telling you, "Hey, let's go back. Oh, I have a friend. She wants to do some adventurous stuff too." That's all fake. That I'm telling you, you are in more trouble than you think you are if that happens.
100%.
And anything that seems too good to be true here, run, because it's not. This is they call Colombia the land of enchanted, magical. What is it? Shit, can't think of what it's called. Magical realism. And the theory is that you can come here and you live in your own world and everything's great. And if you do that and you're this enchanted headspace where, oh my God, everything's great. And this girl I just met on Tinder is 19. She's gorgeous and she wants to come back to my hotel room right away and bring a friend. Come on, man. Listen, if you're not like a supermodel, if you're not fucking Tom Brady coming here, that shit does not happen in real life. It doesn't happen here either.
Yeah, I'm gonna say and white. I'm gonna add a caveat to that because white men do clean up a little bit more here than white and Asian. I'm gonna say that because for some reason they love Asians here. But if you're not white or Asian, and then on top of it, all the other stuff he's mentioning, yeah, it's definitely not a real thing. I would say as well. I think, in my experience, I've only had one date that I've actually met where the girl asked if she can bring a friend, but the date was going to be in a public place in the middle of the day. It was at like 12 noon or 1, and we were meeting at a coffee place. When I showed up to the date, I figured, hey, this girl was very pretty, a little bit more on the upper scale. She was like a civil engineer or something like that. I did my due diligence with combing through her Instagram and social media. When I met this girl,
pictures, it's definitely it's a red flag.
So met this girl. Her friend was there working on her computer. After things seemed comfortable, the friend left. That's the only experience, and that's the only way I would say it shouldn't be any different.
100%. It's going to happen here where girls are going to be. They're jumping into a dangerous situation just like we are. Dating in general is like, it's dangerous to start. You don't know who you're dating right away. You don't know if this person's crazy or if it's a girl that's going to drug you or if it's a guy that wants to beat the hell out of you. You don't know that.
Also, too, it doesn't help when we have stories like guys, like the Bogota situation of the girl who was the DJ, who the guy was, I don't know if he was American or Canadian, and
Texas.
cut the girl's head off and then like tried to flee. Stories like that
John Paulos
don't help us anymore. So,
not at all.
But yeah,
and also that show 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah, that's
it's the worst. It's literally the worst publicity for us as American guys.
Because it's only highlighting Sims.
Yes,
it's only highlighting the Sims. But as he said, 2 girls. I'm gonna drop a gem here because
Please.
here's something that I did, and I also recommend if I do consultations or anything. But I'm gonna get this to you guys for free. So usually what I do is I would say if you think you may be dealing with a girl who's a little questionable, what you always want to do here is get a 2-bedroom apartment, 2 bedrooms or more, okay? And then what you're going to do is if you have any valuables, anything that you think of value, money, wallet, safe, credit cards, whatever, you're going to put that into that second room because normally a small safe isn't going to fit everything that you need. And when you're under scopolamine, whatever they tell you to do, you're going to do.
Yep.
So what you're going to do is put all your valuables in this second room. You're going to lock that door because this girl would physically have to break that door down in order to get the keys. What you're going to then do is take your keys, go down to your portero, and then give your keys to your portero and tell them,
Beautiful idea.
I'm not going to pick these up until my guest leaves.
Anything else, do not let it happen.
So basically, that. So you go up, you deal with your girl, you follow all the normal rules, you don't, drink anything. If you're going back, is to eat something and watch a movie, something like that, but no alcohol, nothing that's going to impair your mental state. And you do it that way. That way, if something does happen, they have to go through multiple contacts with other people, and hopefully someone else will see that you're not in your right mind and intervene, versus you just keeping everything in your house. And this is something I usually recommend to my followers and people
It's great
that I talk
advice.
to.
Fantastic advice. The safe, it's only going to help a little bit.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is she can grab a safe and carry it out in most
Yeah.
cases. So, and then she has the rest of eternity to try and
try to
open
figure
it.
out how to get it open.
Yeah. She could sit there with a saw for the next 10 years and try and open it if she needs
And
to.
the thing is too is that it's usually not these girls working alone.
No.
They're working with a team of people.
No.
This is actually an organization or a gang or let's say a cartel. If you say it's never them working by themselves. So
No, it's
also
100%
another thing
true.
that helps is stay somewhere. You probably heard this a million times, but stay somewhere that has 24-hour security. A lot of these guys that are getting cleaned out are usually guys that are staying in, unfortunately, Laureles or a place where there isn't 24-hour security. And these girls have all night to go back and forth and pick up whatever it is that they're going to pick up, or whoever they're with, to come in and get everything out, to clean it out. Versus if you have security, they're not going to be able to just go in and out.
It's not going to keep happening.
Yeah.
Another thing that a lot of guys do here is if you come to a building and you look and there's cameras everywhere, you cannot have any kind of thought that the police are going to do anything.
Yeah.
Do not have that, I'm going to go to the police and they're going to fix things. No, they're not. I'm sorry to tell you, it's not going to happen. You think a lot of guys are like, but it's, this is bad. This happened to me and this is harsh. They don't care. They don't care.
They don't.
You're not special to them. You're just today's tourist that gets drugged. I'll say I think this is a low number, but I would say probably 3 people get drugged here a day.
Yeah, and this number is probably going based off of what's reported.
Mm-hmm.
But,
And we don't know.
And
There's a lot of guys that just don't report it.
And this number is higher because the guys,
It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, one.
Yeah.
2, they don't want anything to get back to their wives or girlfriends back home or family, whatever, to have that type of embarrassment. So yeah, the number is a lot higher than whatever.
100% agree.
Wow.
I think that one of my friends owns a restaurant in Manila, and it's an American restaurant there. So people always go to him because it's a super touristy area. It's a lot of backpackers there. But people always go to him and they're like, oh, can you help me with this? Can you give me money? And he's like, no, what are you talking about? Then you can't expect that you're going to get bailed out here because it's not going to happen. There's no social safety net here. If you get drugged, you're on your own.
What are some other signs or things they should look out for?
So, and this is all anecdotal. If a girl has a throat tattoo,
100%. Oh,
watch out.
hate that.
No, she can have tattoos wherever, but if she has a throat tattoo, or like if there's a date or something there, if there's like 1492. If that's on her neck, you have to watch out. I'm not going to explain what that is, but that's a danger sign.
So in general, this is part of my screening process. there's usually, or not highly sophisticated women have any kind of face or throat tattoos. So
Yep.
that should be a general sign in
Watch
general.
out.
Just don't deal with it.
Yep.
And I'm gonna put this out there. This is if you're looking for something serious,
All of
something
this
real.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
this
of
isn't
this
if you're
is.
looking for short-term fun, flings.
Then just use your brain
Yeah.
and use your street smarts. If it's too good to be true, it is. Okay, great. Then go and have fun. Knock yourself out. Not literally though. Don't do that.
So I want to add a couple of mine
Mm-hmm.
because I've seen a couple of things in this
Oh,
period.
If a woman has an iPhone, a brand new iPhone,
Oh yeah.
be careful.
Generally, just because the average salary here maybe on the high end is like $400 a month.
Yeah.
So
A doctor or lawyer gets $400 to $500 a month. So
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
and also too, lawyer here is a little different than it is
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
States,
yeah.
but yeah. So
Another story altogether.
yeah. So some things I've seen is you have to be okay, and a lot of this is if you're meeting girls online, because usually if you're meeting girls in person or on social circles, this doesn't really tend to happen as much.
A little vetted.
Yeah, and you have to remember this too as well. If you can't find out, like if you don't have a place to trace them back to, a house, a business, or anything like that, they know this as well.
Yep.
So, I usually I have a car here, so I'm always like, hey, I'll pick you up. What's your address? Or, hey, where do you work? I'm trying to figure out little things of where can I trace them back to.
For sure.
Generally, these
Send
girls,
a car for him. Send him to Uber.
Yeah,
Don't let him
some-
take a taxi.
something.
Yeah.
Generally, these girls are unemployed. They're unemployed at the moment or studying, but every day you talk to them, they're never in class or going to school, but they're studying. But like I said, if you know that you can't find them somewhere, they know this as well.
Mhm.
So that's one of them. But I've heard of guys getting scoped through food. So if you have a girl that's eager to come cook for you, avoid it. Avoid it
Yeah.
at all costs. Don't get me wrong. Colombian women are naturally very affectionate, loving.
Mhm.
They like to cook,
For sure.
stuff like that. That's fine.
They're not going to do it right away.
They're not going to do it on the first date.
If they do, it's a red flag.
Yeah. If they're like, hey, let me come cook for you. There was actually a European guy who had this happen. You heard about this guy? Who got like
Ooh.
15K, took him because not only did he not know, he was brand new here, met some girl on Tinder. She was like, hey, let me and my friend come cook for you. And the thing is guys, we get wrapped up in this, oh man, and it's a lot of guys' fantasy, of course. I want to have a threesome, I want to have a trio, I want to get these two girls, they're both attractive, or
I can do it here.
I just want to have the opportunity
Yeah.
to be here to live out this fantasy. You can't watch them both. No matter how much you think you cannot watch them both. So avoid the whole two people at once. But this
Yeah.
guy essentially had the girls come over, they cook for him. There's a guy that this happened to in
Sprinkled his food.
Cartagena as well.
I saw that one
He
too.
ended up moving to Thailand and completely is staying in Thailand now. And they scoped him, put it in his food. He passed out. They robbed him, and they cleaned out his bank accounts. And like I said, they have a team of people.
It's not them.
It's not just them. They have a team of people. And unfortunately, there's a new fool that's arriving every day.
Yep.
So people are going to fall for it.
The other one, not to cut you off, but the other thing to be thoughtful of is if you think, oh, my phone's it's password protected, they will crack your phone.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that get cleaned out of their crypto, just hundreds of thousands of dollars cleaned out because they can crack your phone. Sorry.
So that's one thing as well. Generally, you're going to be meeting girls on Tinder. Or any working girl.
Yeah.
And then my suggestion is apart from the taking your keys down to the Portero or whatever, they have something here that's really popular, if you want to call them love motels or sex motels, that you can rent for a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
This way, you can bring those type of women to those establishments where none of your stuff is.
Yep.
You just have your little burner phone with no financial information on it. And
See?
if something happens, then great. They took your little burner phone with nothing on it, and
Yeah.
that's it. And it's usually a cheap phone that's like $50 to $100.
Mhm.
It's not your expensive iPhone, and
No,
this
this
is
is my
a-
old iPhone 10.
this is a place where this is meant for that, or
Yep.
it's either you're bringing working girls there, or it's cheating couples, which is a whole other thing.
That's a whole other thing altogether.
But those are some things I would say.
Mhm.
I agree. You want to look out for that are generally red flags. No good girl here is going to be okay with coming back to your house on the first date.
I would even say on the second date they're not going to.
As I will play, I'm going to switch to devil's advocate here, and we'll say I've had many occasions where it's happened,
Mhm.
where I've brought girls home on the first date that I've met and
Mhm.
got lucky, if you want to say, which is why I say there is
Sure.
a bit of what I think is a hookup culture. But
It can happen for sure.
I'm
It's
not
not
gonna
a
say-
no. It's not a hard no for
yeah,
sure.
I'm
by
not
any
going to say
means.
this is an exception to the rule that means every girl here is going to do it. Usually, it's going to take 3 or 4 dates.
Yeah.
Easily, three or 4 dates before a girl will even consider being comfortable coming back to your house.
Any girl that's worth it is going to do that. That's worth. If again, this is if you're looking for something serious. If you're looking for a hookup, oh yeah, there's plenty of ways. And I would even say if you're looking to just hook up with people, I think that people need to get guys. We need to get it out of our head that there's okay. How do I say it? I'm trying to think of the right way to say it.
That's the way to phrase it.
Yeah, so I think that if you're coming here and you just want to hook up, go to professionals.
Yeah,
It's-
100% agree.
You're not going to get drugged or robbed at La Isla. You're not going to get scoped at Fase Dos. None of this stuff's going to happen. And if that's what you want, ain't no shade, man. Knock yourself out. You do you. But if you're looking for something serious, you're never going to find that there.
And then also too, I say just to kind of piggyback on this as well. If you're not looking for anything serious, don't deal with the normal women. Go deal with the professional girls. That's what they're there for. There are a ton of brothels here.
And it's
houses.
legal. It's legal.
Get your short-term fund that way, and I don't want to say contaminate, but don't ruin
Oh, it's
the
fine.
foreigner name for everybody else
Yes.
that's coming in. You have to remember that you are a representation of everyone that's coming after you.
Yep.
Everyone, even if you're not even from the same country.
100%.
It doesn't matter. Every foreigner coming after you, you are a representation of what's to come or of those people. So this is the only example they know.
And they don't know the difference between U.S. and Canada, and we're all gringos.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that's a foreigner is a gringo here.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're basically, we're representatives for not just ourselves, not just our country, but everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta act, be respectful of the culture. And again, there are people, and I get it a lot, well, prostitution's legal here. Yes, it 100% is. But if you walk down the street, you don't see people celebrating it here.
Yeah.
It's disrespectful to be just walking around talking about girls and hoes and bitches, and then it's disrespectful. And that's what people have a problem with more than anything.
Yeah, and even though it's something legal, it's still not something people are like, oh, great, sex tourism. And I talked about this in one of my videos on TikTok that how I said, you have to understand that even though it's legal here, prostitution is not helping the local economy in any way as far as it's bringing up property value, it's helping fix roads or anything like that. It's just bringing more negative light. And if you
It's a very narrow portion of the population is even affected by it.
And if you think it's something that helps an economy, look at Dominican Republic right now, Sosúa.
Salsa. Yeah. How would you say it?
Sosúa, whatever it is. They're trying to completely eradicate that because they want to get the right money in, the right businesses in, families, the long-term money. They don't like this little short-term, stuff that's coming in. And at some point, it will happen here.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but it definitely will. They actually tried a couple years ago,
Yeah.
where they shut down Provenza,
Shut down Parquilleras.
or not Provenza, but yeah.
Yeah, they shut it. It was right after the guy brought the 2 underage girls to the hotel.
Yeah.
So they shut it down completely, and there was nothing going on there. And
For like a week.
yeah, it was rough. That was a rough time for us because no matter who you are, no matter what your intentions are, you were a person that did that stuff. I'm not going to say the word.
Yeah.
But that's the way you were viewed, and
As tourism or
yep, exactly. And you were PDF files, and they did. And the bad thing is the media played it that way because there was a political time. There was a mayor switchover, and I applaud what Mayor Fico's done. He's done a lot to really clean up the city and the image. There's a long ways to go, but he's going in the right direction.
Of course.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that, no, 100% right. I definitely think that the mayor that they currently have has done a lot of positive things.
For
here.
sure. The previous mayor was terrible.
That I don't know.
Yeah,
wasn't
you were
here,
here for that. He was terrible. The reason the Parquilleras turned into what it did was because he just it was just let it go. It's okay. Tourism's coming in. Who cares?
Yeah,
money's coming
in. Yeah. So another thing too, I wanted to kind of segment over to is the finesse culture here. It's a huge thing here. Unfortunately, a lot of guys fall victim to this. Yeah. I would say I grew up in the hood in California, so not just there, but I would say I've been around, so I was hip to a lot of the stuff, and I had a saying, or I was told a saying by my parents growing up: "You can't bullshit a bullshitter." So it's something I've kind of lived by.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I can see this stuff coming, and I think I always just think I take the negative point of view more than I take the positive, which I will say.
I mean, it's good and it's bad.
Yeah, it's good and it's bad, but I just never give anybody a benefit of the doubt.
Oh no.
But I will say, going into this, I'll start with one of the most common scams that you'll get here is, can you pay for the babysitter?
Oh.
This is one, and don't get me
wrong.
I
want to pay my mom to watch my kid.
And don't get me wrong. I'm sure there are some girls here that do have kids.
Yeah.
But there are some girls or a lot of them, who don't have kids. And they will just say, I need money to pay for a babysitter. I've gone out, generally a rule that I have is that I just don't date women with children because I don't want to take care of another man's kids. I don't want to be financially responsible for another man's kids.
I want to pick up another man's save game.
Basically. And also, too, is in a dating strategy, this is the woman's ideal situation is to have two men financially taking care of their kids. The baby father, if he's around, and you, the sim. But that's their ideal situation.
The best scenario for them. 100% the best scenario.
But it's a lot of girls who make a business out of this. And the girls that I've dated, I hate to say this, but the girls that have kids, it's been nothing serious. It's just purely fun and that's it. But they're not asking me for money for a babysitter. And I hate to say, I don't want to make it sound like Colombian women are just bad moms. I've had women who left their kids at home alone to come out on a date, even if it's for like an hour or two. They will leave their kids at home alone.
Yeah, no, a bad mom is a bad mom. Yeah. And I mean, that happens in the U.S. all the time too. It happens everywhere, where it's just a bad mom is a bad mom. So yeah, you're safe.
But they will leave their kids at home alone to come out on a date. Maybe for them, they think, oh, this is opportunity. I'm gonna take this risk to try to capitalize on this opportunity.
Sure. And worst case scenario, it's free food for them.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay.
But there are girls who will ask to, can you pay for a niñerita, or will you pay for a babysitter?
Yeah.
And generally in Latin American culture, they have family members and parents who will watch their kids for free.
Exactly.
They don't need money. But if they go out on 4 dates in a week and 4 guys will give them 50 mil pesos, this adds up.
I mean, and for them, let's say that somebody living in like Manrique or Bello or something, their rent's $600,000 a month. Yeah. So if they do just that for 4 dates a month, 4 dates a week, it pays for the rent.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, okay, now whatever else I can scam from this guy,
extra.
it's great. It's all gravy. The other one that you're going to get a lot is if you go out on a date with a girl, even if she doesn't ask you for stuff up front, is you are going to get asked after the date. You're going to get, I hate to say it this way, but you're going to get manipulated into helping them with whatever problem they have at the time.
Yeah, the baking culture here is unreal. And
out of control.
You think at some point you get used to it, but you don't. you never.
I've been
get
here
used
10
to it.
years and I'm not used to it.
You don't get used to it. I have a friend as well. His name is Lee. He's from Long Beach. He's been here
Awesome.
10 years as well, brother. And he said the same thing. He's like, you think you get used to flaking and all the
No,
other stuff as
you
well
don't.
that are just cultural to Medellin. You think you get used to it, but you
Not
never
so
you
much.
never do. But yeah, the manipulation parts are gonna come. They're gonna try
It's
to
gonna
play
happen.
on your heartstrings. I've even had it to where
Oh, I should tell you about my spreadsheet.
yeah, well, the spreadsheet.
Oh man, I'm a nerd. Okay, I'll be the first to say it. I have from 2020 to 2024.
Uh-huh.
I took a 4-year. I collected a bunch of data for 4 years
Okay.
of who it was, the amount that they asked in pesos versus dollars,
Uh-huh.
and then I captured the date, time, and the excuse they used.
Wow.
So, because at that point, I'd still been here 5 years. So I'm like, what is going on with this? So I was like, you know what? And I started right during the pandemic. So
okay.
and
Yeah,
that
time.
was the peak.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was like the peak of begging.
Mm-hmm.
And so you'd be surprised. I'll let you guess how much in dollars that they've asked for. And I did adjust for with the dollar.
I'm gonna say it's probably gonna range based off of what I've been asked for. It's
Mhm.
probably somewhere around like $40 to $60, something like
Oh
that.
no, the total over 4 years.
Oh, the total.
Yeah.
I say like 4K.
Rookie numbers. $240,000 was asking me. I gave nobody anything.
Wow.
But also another part of that is I did work in the webcam business. So webcam girls and OnlyFans girls are master manipulators.
Of course.
This is their job, is to manipulate guys. And it was the top 3 were a family member's sick.
Yep.
I'm in the hospital, and they take pictures. They have like pictures of IVs, but these girls recycle the IV pictures.
I know.
So
I mean,
moto accidents.
even
Those
though
are 3.
I would say before I even knew that, I just assumed it.
Yeah.
Because it's like you just randomly have a picture, or you're taking a picture of this.
Yeah.
Normally, I guess because of what you're used to in the States, if someone's going to tell you about a problem, they just tell you.
Yeah.
There isn't a photo coming after it.
Right. It's
The
proof.
one that's classic, you're going to get a picture of an empty refrigerator.
Oh!
Necesito comida.
Oh, my kid's hungry.
Mhm.
Oh, my baby's starving.
You're going to get a picture of an empty refrigerator. That's a common one. But going on to what you're talking about,
man.
the webcam girls, or just in
Mhm.
general, the
It's a good
manipulation,
segue, yeah.
is this ties back into street smarts, but also you have to understand that because of narco culture, women have learned here very early. Some are groomed, unfortunately,
That's true.
to learn that their looks is their biggest asset, and this is what men are most attracted to. Versus like in the States or in Western kind of influenced countries, like say UK or certain parts of Europe and Canada and the United States, where it's like, oh, I'm big and beautiful, accept me how I am. No,
not
they
here.
understand that your leverage is going to be your beauty, and it's why it's so big here. And I had a friend who I met through bachata, because I danced bachata, and I would meet a lot of
Great way to meet women.
women through dance, because
Great.
it's just dancing is part of the culture here.
It's huge.
And she told me that because her one of her parents, her mom or dad was a lawyer, and the other was like a psychologist, so she grew up from a more educated
Mhm.
background.
Nice.
But she said that she would have friends that when the narco culture was around, because she's older, she's in her late 30s, 40s,
Nice.
that she would have friends, their moms would tell them like, oh, you gotta look pretty so you can get a guy to take care of us or take care of you, and this is just constantly instilled in them from a young age. So
yeah.
this is all they know.
I have a little girl here, so I get to see that that programming happening. That, and they teach them to walk, so they sway their hips more to try and attract guys. That thing that you love that girls do when it's your daughter, it makes you
You
crazy.
hate to see it.
I'm like, oh my God.
I have an 18-year-old daughter
Mhm.
in Arizona, so
Okay.
of course I know. I mean,
So
not
you get
in
it.
Colombia, but I
Yeah.
get just in general the stuff you have to deal
Imagine
with. when it
your
comes to-
5-year-old learning to sway her hips. I'm like, oh my God, will you stop doing that?
But yeah, there's a lot of manipulation. There's a lot of scams that you're
Sure.
going to get here, and a big part of it is they know, we're playing on that you want my beauty. You want my sexuality.
They're not stupid. They know what you're here for.
Mhm.
They know what you want, and they know that's their leverage point. Like you said, Your leverage point is your money. Their leverage point is their beauty. They want to give you as much of their beauty. They want to give you just as much of their beauty to get as much of your money as you can. And you're the opposite. You want to get as much of their beauty for the smallest amount of money you can.
That you can spend, yeah.
So
and I mean, this is worldwide. It's not just here.
Not just here. Let's clear that up for sure.
And another thing is too is that because of Instagram and TikTok and social media, you're not going to come to Colombia because for some reason I had this in my mind that you're going to come to Colombia and you're going to find this girl who's a 9 or 10 who doesn't know she's a 9 or 10.
No, they know.
They all know. They all know
know
what value they have in the social hierarchy because, you know, they've learned it over the years and they have so many repetitions of just dealing with men, not only local men, but foreign men as well.
Yep.
So they know how to, you know, pull those strings because they've been practicing since they were 15,
Yep.
you know.
I would say even sooner than
Probably.
that. I would say that once a girl goes through puberty here, it's kind of high time to start learning that kind of manipulation that they've learned that, oh, if I just shake my butt a little bit, I get what I want. Or if I just, papacito, then they get what they want. And they learn it.
And the unfortunate thing too with the social media is that it doesn't help that these girls are following and constantly seeing content from girls that they want to be or be like, and you know they want to go to all these places, and they know they're never going to have the money to do that. So where else is their next opportunity come from? That for me to get to Paris. And for some reason, French men tend to be the biggest simps I've ever seen because
Worst.
the
Get it together, Frenchmen.
right. Y'all need to have a countrywide meeting or something.
If
because
you need me to come to France, I you know what? I won't go, but I'll virtually be there.
I've seen almost practically every Colombian woman has a picture in front of the Eiffel Tower for some reason. If they're really pretty, I'm not gonna say all, but there's so many. I've seen more women with pictures in front of the Eiffel Tower than any other country or landmark.
And if you want a serious girlfriend, and she has pictures of her in like Dubai and all that.
The influencer girl.
That's not She's not yours. It's just your turn.
It's a rental.
That's 100% a rental.
It's a rental, and
you don't want to buy a rented car, a former car rental car, do you?
Also too, and you would think like, okay, maybe it's just in the bigger cities. I have a story of where I actually met a girl on Bumble who lived in Toulouse. And if you don't know where Toulouse is in the coast. It's real small. It's about 3 hours from Cartagena.
Yeah.
Now,
beautiful town, by the way.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Gorgeous place.
But this girl was probably the most beautiful girl in her town, or let's say in Toulouse.
Big fish in a small pond.
And I'll say, that usually where you're going to have your mistakes here is when you start making exceptions. And, you know what? She said she wanted to bring a friend. Normally I wouldn't do it, but I just figured, it'd be okay. Exception. I normally don't drink and go out and take drinks from strangers, but these people seem cool.
Oh, they're cool.
I met them at the bar.
Yeah.
They said, let's go to this place. Normally I don't go to jump in cars with strangers. I made an exception. The exceptions are what's going to get you killed, or is what's going to get you in trouble.
Drugged, yeah. It's the other thing that you just hit on it perfect is don't go out in public here. Even if you're just here for a weekend, don't get hammered drunk in public because it makes you an easy target. Your inhibitions are down. You're not thinking straight, and a lot of times you don't speak Spanish well, so you don't truly know when you're in danger. You could be walking down the street and you are in more danger than you could possibly ever know. And if you're drunk, you really don't know. So
For sure.
Be safe with that stuff.
So to get back to this story really quick, I met the girl when I looked at her Instagram, because that's usually the first thing I do is I'm looking for, do they have pictures of family? Do they look like they live a normal life? Or is it their Instagram only pictures of them? Is it only traveling photos where they look like they went on vacation by themselves?
Yeah.
I look for all these things. This girl had the red flag of she's in a bunch of different countries where she looks like she's there by herself. There's never anybody else. But this girl was really pretty. I made the exception. I wanted to hook up with her. So we exchanged numbers. We talked every day for a week on video call. But I could see little things that she was doing where she was trying to bait me as far as, and I think sometimes I just do this to myself for like research. If you want to call it like,
I mean,
it's research, but you know, she would be talking with like just out of the shower with a towel, and the towel would slightly slip a little bit, you know, so you kind of see something.
She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing.
So
it's not an accident.
So to make this long story short, she comes to Medellin. And I pay for her ticket to fly her out because the chemistry seemed good. Everything went well. She went back. I figured worst case scenario, this would just be a weekend rental. If things don't go great, you know, I'll spend about X amount to hook up with this girl, whatever it is. Turns out a few days after she got back, a guy hits me up on Instagram. Hey, I seen this girl was in Medellin. I'm from France.
Here we go.
Been with this girl for 8 months.
Oh no.
I was thinking about marrying her. I just want to know if you hooked up with her because XYZ, and this explained the pictures of why she was in France and all these other places.
And why she's alone because he takes all the pictures.
He's taking all the pictures, and he basically was flying her out to all these places, and you know, he got to a point where he stopped sending her money, and she continued with the sob stories. Oh, I'm stressed. I got to pay this. I got to pay that.
They always have bills.
Always. And essentially, she was trying to look for her plan B, or she was trying to play us both. But that's something you're going to get here a lot, is that girls are always entertaining more than one guy.
Yep. And even the good ones do to a point. They're going to, once you commit to each other with the good one,
then they'll cut
all the other ones are done. There's no, they're like, oh, forget it. I don't need all these guys circling around me. But don't ever think that you're the only one talking to a girl.
Yeah, the thing is like you're gonna have to compete, especially for the really, really pretty ones. You're gonna have to compete, so you're gonna have to be okay with potentially that she's dealing with multiple men.
Yeah,
until you move up in the ranks. It's just something you're gonna have to deal with.
And I just did a video about it on my channel with people. Okay, so dating here, if you think you're going to come here and just date some girl and it's going to be easy, it's not. Dating a serious woman here is not easy. It's the path of most resistance. There's path of least resistance. That's the paid for play route. If you want that, great. But you have to have something special here. You have to have something you have to really have something going on for you. I mean, yeah, being good looking helps, but you have to have you have to, like you said, they're vetting you from the moment they see you. So they're looking to see, are you going to be able to be a good provider? Are you a good person? Can I introduce you to my family?
Do you have roots here?
Can you speak Spanish? If you don't do this last one, you're never going to have a serious girl here. It doesn't matter if she speaks English. When she introduces you to her family, she's not going to want to translate for you.
Yeah.
You have to be able to speak Spanish.
Some Spanish. And the biggest thing here is what I've learned is because I moved here with zero Spanish. And
Me too.
And at this point, I'm probably a B1, B2. I'm not super fluent or advanced, but
well enough though.
Well enough. Yeah. And the thing is effort. You can use a translator, but it's the effort. Like if you're using your Spanish and you're using maybe your translator, 20%, 30%. Or something like that. Shit, I would say even if it's 50%, but 50% of it you can talk in Spanish. Yeah, you're good.
They're gonna love it. And I don't know about you, but I had more success when I didn't speak as good as Spanish and I was trying really hard. When they're just like, oh, that's cute, and they pat you on the head.
More patience, and it's like
it is.
It's something they would say is tierno, is cute. It's kind of like it's it's like cute, you know.
And the other thing too is, we in the U.S. we're not very patient with people who are immigrants with learning the language. We're not, but here
they are.
They 100% are. They embrace you more if you're trying. If you're putting in effort, they will love you no matter what. You're already ahead of the game. Yeah. But the guys that just come here and they're sitting on their translator and just showing your phone to the girl, that stuff is you're disqualifying yourself. Yeah. You're already disqualified. You don't know it yet, but you're done.
You're just
you're just another sex tourist gringo, unfortunately.
Or the girls that are dealing with you, they may have some patience for it in the beginning, but then that fades out very quickly, or they're just dealing with you because they want to get whatever they can get.
For sure, an opportunity.
I mean, I understand it from their perspective because they want to go out to eat at nice restaurants, they want to go out to concerts, they want to go to Santa Marta or Cartagena or San Andreas or something like that. And of course, you're coming in town, you don't want to do this stuff alone, so of course you want company. You're going to take them with you.
With me.
I mean, I don't blame them for it.
No, hey, they get a free trip out of the deal. You get everybody's happy in that scenario. There's no, that's a victimless crime.
Yeah.
It's not a crime, but it's a victimless scenario. There's no victim there.
But
you got what you wanted, and that's it.
I do want to add to this that one thing you should definitely understand is that long distance relationships do not work here. As soon as you get back home, they're already looking for the replacement or one of the other guys in the roster.
They already have a replacement.
Or they already have a replacement. One of the other guys in the roster that now moves up.
It's relación de distancia es un pendejada. It means like, I think that's what it, I don't remember what it is. I heard it the other day, and it's like a long distance relationship is for idiots. Yeah. Here it doesn't work. It's no matter, and she may be stringing you along with it, but it doesn't work.
Yep. Also, too, it goes along with if they're asking for money, it's not serious. And of course, like I said, there are exceptions to the rules because there's going to be some guy in the comments that's like, well, my girl isn't like this and she's this way and she's this way.
Great. Good for you, brother. Good for you. You got one. You got the good one.
If you believe that.
Good.
But
you sure about that?
There's exceptions to the rules,
for
of
sure.
course, but the majority, the numbers say that it's not possible or it's just not going to work out.
No.
So.
And I hate to burst the bubble, but if a girl's asking you for money and she always has problems and you're always helping her, it feels good as men. That's kind of a dopamine hit for us. It's like, oh man, I'm helping this girl out and I love her and I have these strong feelings and she can always count on me. She can. To the tune of $240,000. Okay.
This is what's a year.
I mean that's extreme, obviously, but
it's never ending. There's always going to be something.
There's no end to what they'll ask you for.
I have a friend here actually who just got married. His girlfriend is actually Venezuelan, and good relationship. I know the guy. He's good at vetting. He's not like somebody who's just oblivious.
He's not living in La La Land.
Yeah, no, he knows how everything is. Good. But he just got married. But one thing that has preached to me too is like, I feel like the Venezuelan women that are here tend to be a little bit more better than Paisas in some sense. They tend to be harder workers.
They are 100%
stuff like that.
There's also the bad ones too.
Yeah, of course.
It's a big bell curve, a huge bell curve. But I agree with that.
But with him before he got married and he was dealing with girls and he would give girls money, I'm like, don't do that. It's like feeding a stray cat. Once you do it once, they know. They're just always going to ask. For me, I hate the shit, and I think of it this way: if you supposedly say that you're romantically interested in me, as soon as you bring up any kind of money, all romance has just went out the window.
Now it's a transaction.
And the women here, unfortunately, they're not. I won't say they're not smart enough, but they don't know it yet in their finesse game. That if I bring up money directly or in a way that now that person's going to be turned off or it's going to ruin
that. I do have a caveat to that, to devil's advocate on that one. The webcam models, they know how to do it. They know, they are masters of this manipulation with this. You'll think, I'm not going to give any money to this girl, but then you look and it's like, holy shit, I just gave her $500. What the hell happened? And because that's what they're trained. They are absolutely trained to do this. This is what they spend years training this stuff. And the more accomplished she is, the better she is at it. The more time she has in it, the better she is at it.
Yeah, I usually, as soon as any type of money come up or situation,
the fantasy's done.
Yeah, you done killed it for me, and it doesn't matter how bad I wanted to hook up with this girl, I'm done now. At that point, unless you're that type of person. I know some guys here like that, where they're like, all right, I'll pay your bill, but you know what that means on my end. And hey, if both you guys, it's a mutual agreement, and you guys
sugar daddy-ish thing, great. Hey, I'm all for it. If that's what you want to do, go for it. I mean, I know some guys that are into like being financially dominated. I don't think that's for everybody.
Yeah.
Please do not do that.
Don't come here and do that.
No,
Please don't come here and do that.
no. Please do not. Like you said, don't poison the well. Please do not do that.
Keep that in
We've
your
already
eyes.
done enough with that as it is. Girls they're starting to really overvalue themselves in the city, especially.
Oh man, yeah, that's another thing.
They're starting to get I'm not going to go to Cheesecake Factory. There's no Cheesecake Factory here, but they're getting that attitude.
In general, and I would say this is something that I've kind of looked at as a red flag when it came to dating here. Generally, my first date is going to be something simple.
Yep.
If you recommend coffee or ice cream, those are usually my go-to first dates.
Fantastic.
And I've had girls, and we just end up not going on a date, but if they are not okay with that, if they're like, no, I don't like those type of dates,
It's a red flag.
leave them alone.
Yeah, they're just looking to get that picture to put on their Instagram, and you're going to be the one paying for it.
Yep.
You're going to be the person that is taking the picture of them there alone.
So essentially, I would put it this way, and this is the best thing that has worked for me. You probably could share what's the best things that work for you.
Sure.
Essentially, when you're dealing with Colombian women or Latin women in general, have a fucking backbone. That's it. Just have a fucking backbone. When I've gone on dates, one of the first things that I've told a girl to start with is, hey, look, I don't really like when girls are on their phones taking videos and pictures of everything. If we're going to be on a date, I want to be here in the moment.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pull my phone out. I appreciate you don't pull your phone out.
If you want to take a picture of the food when it comes out, fantastic. But don't sit there the whole time.
And
don't be chatting.
And I don't want the girl that's going to be like, videoing everything but me, all the food and all the location.
Going around you completely.
Literally like right over you so you're not in the shot.
Yes.
I don't want all that. You want to take a quick photo of the food?
Fantastic.
Whatever. But I'm like, I don't want you on your phone. Mm-hmm. And I tell them this right at the start of the date, as soon as we start. But the biggest thing is have a backbone. Like
you have to.
You got to be masculine, essentially. You can't be. And another thing is like, all right, well, if you're going to invite them out, have a plan. All right, we're going here. We're meeting at this time. I'm going to send an Uber to pick you up, or we can meet there, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Some girls here may call this princessal, kind of behavior, but it is what it is. It's like those girls are usually the ones just looking for the sense. If they consider.
You're right.
No, it's
you're 100% right. And just piggybacking on what you said, if these girls don't hear no a lot, especially from the guys coming here, because they're like, when us as guys, when we get our head, we're like, oh my god, I want to get laid, and this is what I'm going to do. Anything that gets in the way of that, I don't want it. So they're going to say yes a lot, and this is again with you're doing damage if that's what you do to the girls. So you're not helping them out. And yeah, if you're just saying yes to everything, oh baby, I'll take you to the mall. Let's go buy you. Oh, you need new shoes? I'll get you some new shoes. Mm-hmm. And it snowballs.
And I've seen plenty of times where I'm walking through El Tesoro, and I see some foreigners that are in a woman's shoe store with a bunch of bags, and the woman's not there, and he's there with the credit card. He's buying all this stuff as a gift or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
or she needs it.
Yeah.
She needs it for the worst I've seen. Is there's a guy I know who bought a woman like $1,000 worth of clothes so she could go and get interview for jobs. Like, bro,
yeah,
what are you doing?
You don't need that. Another one is going to be going on that scam one is going to be, I need money for bathing suits. Say they're going to go on a trip, and this trip is probably with another guy, but the simps, of course, aren't going to think this far
I
ahead.
send you pictures, baby.
Yep, and they're going to ask for money for a bathing suit from 5 different guys.
Yep.
And they're probably going to use bathing suits they already have.
Yep.
And once they get there, they're going to send you pictures of that bathing suit.
Mm-hmm.
But
you might as well subscribe to her OnlyFans.
Pretty much.
Or OF, sorry.
Pretty much.
That's what you're doing. Same thing.
Yeah. But without seeing any nudity, essentially.
Yeah. Well, you might, but it's going to cost you more money. So.
But yeah, it's definitely something that you get here a lot. It's not only the finessing culture, but it's the guys that are coming here that are essentially kind of just ruining the dating here.
Yeah. It's a big thing. It's a big problem that we, as the guys who live here, have to deal with.
And I want to add this too. Like I've asked before I got my car and I was taking Uber a lot. I would ask the Uber drivers. I'm like, oh well, do they ask you for money or is it just us, the foreigners? And they simply say yes. They do the same shit to us. So don't think it's only happening to you. The local guys are getting it too. It's just the thing is they know how to say no.
Again, have a backbone.
Yeah.
Don't get manipulated into that. Well, my child doesn't have food and my grandma's sick. Well, hey, I guess grandma's gonna die, fam. Sorry.
Here's another finesse too that I actually just thought of because I have a few friends that got hit with this, and it's not really a finesse, but it's just you're gonna get asked, "Can I borrow money?"
Do not.
And this is not just women; it's men
never
too.
Never gonna see that money back.
Don't lend money to any Colombians, man or woman, because they've learned.
Préstame.
They've learned that if I say borrow,
it means give.
They'll give it to me, but they're not going to pay you that money back.
And you're the bad guy if you ask them to pay it back. It's
the stupidest thing ever.
It makes no sense, and I have lent people money people that I considered friends that have never paid back. And it's large amounts of money, and it's like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
So that's another one. I've known some friends who've got hit with can I borrow money? Don't lend money. In general, my rule has always been people need to borrow money or not good with money. So I just don't lend money in general, or I won't lend anything over like $20. Something I don't care if I'm going to see that money back or not. But that's not going to ruin that friendship.
No, and if it does, then that wasn't a friendship to begin with. That was just a transaction to them. So the other part is they're not just asking you for money. They're going to go around asking everybody for money. So if you say no, then okay. And the other thing you're going to get, this is just more of a cultural thing, is there are beggars everywhere on the street.
Yeah.
Everywhere. You're not helping them by giving them money. And I that sounds callous, but you're not helping them. And especially if you're and a lot of people don't talk about this, but the indigenous people that are on the streets on Calle Diaz, they get subsidized money from the government.
Yeah.
They are not poor. Okay, they are not by any stretch of the imagination poor, but they're out there with their hands out and their children looking raggedy and dirty. That's all a ruse to get money out of people.
And the unfortunate part is that they're exploiting their kids, and they have a bunch of kids to exploit them essentially. But when you see them hit a corner and they whip out a cell phone, they clearly aren't that poor, and they sell it good. I mean, and I will say, I think some of them are, because I've seen some videos where they're staying in like shelter type things that are like $5 or $6 a night or something like that. But there's a lot of them who aren't, and they'll go out to make it look like, I'm sleeping on the street and stuff like that. But it's to pull on those heartstrings to
100%
get you to give money.
And those little kids, they will ask you for anything. If you have a half-drank Coca-Cola, they want it.
I mean, I usually just give them whatever food I have left over if I'm in that area, in the Province area, because that's usually where you're going to see them more, because they know
where the money is.
They know where the money is.
They know where the targets are.
You go to Sabaneta, you go to if you're in La Estrella, Bejo, anywhere else, you're not going to see them.
They're not there.
No, they're only where the money is.
That's another thing with the safety, which I think is a good point to bring up, which we were talking about. I think people get lulled into a feeling of safety because you're in a nice area and everything's pretty and it's clean and cleanish. But it's you don't see, you just kind of get lulled into this like feeling of safety, and people are out there taking pictures and not realizing that somebody's gonna ride by on a bike and
snatch your phone
to bip your phone right out of your hand.
I guess that comes into the thing of it's the no dar papaya. It's a common saying here. I think it's probably one of the first things you'll learn in Spanish when you get here, besides maybe how to say like baño and como estás and stuff like that.
It's a big thing. I think if people say it's something that people get offended by because of the timing of it. So if people are telling you this beforehand, like if you're going out and like, hey, no dar papaya, that means they're warning you, hey, don't take your chain off. You don't need a $600 Gucci shirt and your Rolex and all of this.
So actually, I tend to move this way, and it could be wrong. I've been here a couple of years. I just feel comfortable. but everyone says, "Oh, don't wear jewelry, don't wear chains." I actually wear jewelry and I wear chains, but I will say that I've learned to move like locals do, and I only wear jewelry in the places that they wear jewelry, which will be my car,
Follow what they do.
in my car, or in an Uber.
Yep.
Which I'll be going to a restaurant, a mall, or the gym, and then from that restaurant, mall, or gym, an indoor area, I'm in another car going directly back to my house.
Yep.
I'm not walking down the street. I'm not in a club. I'm not basically out in public. It's usually just in indoor areas where you will see them wear jewelry.
Yep.
And usually if it's a gold chain, it's a small one and it's tucked under their
underneath.
shirt.
Yeah, you
where
can
you
see
can see just the outside part
of it, and that's it.
It's not like, oh, I have some big diamond
Oh
pendant
man.
right here in the middle of my chest or anything like that. It's
Yep.
usually
Or a big Cuban link or
Yep.
something. They don't do that.
it's usually just it's from your house in a car to an indoor establishment and back.
Mhm.
That's it. So
I
like
agree.
I'll wear my jewelry at the gym or something like that, but
No problem.
It's never just walking around. So I will say you can wear jewelry
For sure. Don't wear it, but watch what locals are doing. If you're out in public and there's locals that are not wearing jewelry, you don't see chains, you don't see giant rings. Don't do any. The thing is if you do anything to stand out to get attention on the streets here, you're gonna get it, but it's not the attention you want.
Of course.
It's 100% the attention you do not want.
So I'll say I have this question for you now. What being with Medellin is where it is now, what do you
For sure.
think it's gonna kind of turn into within the next few years? If
I-
you have to make a prediction.
If I were to make a prediction, I would say my feeling, and this is, I don't know if this is good, bad, or indifferent, but I think it's going to come to a tipping point. I think we're getting close to that tipping point of something happening. All it takes is one bad incident, like the guy with the two underage girls. It's going to take an incident like that, and they're going to really pull back on tourism. They're going to pull back on visas coming in, and you see it right now in the airport. I know a lot of people, especially on like the passport bro forums and all of that, they want to think that they're not turning people away and they're not checking phones on the way out. They're not doing any of that stuff. It's all bullshit. No, it's happening. It's happening. And I know a lot of people, it happened to me when I went to Bogota. They checked, they said, "Can we see your phone?" And they looked through my phone. I carry my burner phone. I don't carry my regular phone with me anywhere. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then they saw that I've been here forever, and I'm like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?"
Yeah, the crazy thing about that is I made a TikTok that went viral talking about the checking phones,
Yeah,
and people
mine as well.
People are like, "Oh no, it's not true. It's not true."
Yes,
they're
you
doing
want to
it.
believe it's not.
Yeah.
You want to have that thought in your head. This isn't happening, guys. It's happening. Whether you want to believe it or not, and if you don't, great, good for you. But it's happening.
Yeah, and especially if you're a solo male traveler.
Oh yeah.
When I came back in the country last, I was in DR for my friend's wedding, and I took my girlfriend with me, and we came back. So I came back with a girl, so I guess it wasn't an issue, but even still, like I had to move all the photos I had of her and stuff into like
They're gonna look at them.
from her in a bathing suit to a private photo, just because I don't want anything to be misconstrued.
The last thing you want is, and the last thing you want too is if you have videos and pictures of your girl naked or something.
Whatever.
You don't want these dudes looking through that. So I just tell people, if you're gonna leave and go somewhere, if you're out in the streets or anything, have a burner phone.
Yeah.
Don't carry your main phone. It's just asking for trouble.
Although I do, but I usually don't.
But also, we've been here for a while.
Do as I say, not as I do.
But also, the other part of it too is that we've been here a while.
Yeah.
Another thing that happened, I almost had it happen to me, is that there's pickpocketing is a big thing right now.
It is. Actually, it happened to me.
It's easy.
It happened to me, and it was my fault. And a part of it is because I've just gotten too comfortable because I've been here for a while and nothing's happened. And that's exactly when something happens is when you think nothing will happen. But why I say it's my fault is because I went to the Medellín Floridas.
Oh yeah.
And I was wearing some loose shorts because I came from the Ciclovia, went straight from the Ciclovia over to the festival, and of course you could see my phone, and they work in a team the same way they do in Europe, and something happened where someone threw down a bottle in front of me, and my girl was with me right here on my side where my phone was, and of course I jumped back because it startled me because it was something I was throwing down.
Yeah.
Our attention was averted. I thought I bumped into my girlfriend. She thought she bumped into me. My phone came out of my pocket, and not until 5 or 10 minutes later when she's like, "Oh, take a video of me."
You're like, oh.
I was like, my phone. And then I try to track it. And once your phone gets stolen here, it's
They
going to
turn it
tell
off.
Central.
And they turn it off for one, and yeah, and I know exactly where it's. There's one mall it's going to, and don't go there to try and get your phone back.
No.
Do not do that. A lot of guys are like, "I'm gonna go and get my shit back." No, you're not. That's gonna end very badly.
You can try to call the police and be like, "Look, it's there," and you know.
But again, with like I said, with the drugging, they don't care.
Yeah.
No dar papaya, gringo.
Yep.
That's the difference. Is that they tell you after it happened, that's you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. So expensive mistake for me. I essentially, and all my business is done through my phone.
Oh, it's so hard.
So I had to like book a flight to get back to the U.S. like within a day or two to like get a replacement phone. So pickpocketing is a huge thing.
It's a huge
here.
thing. You have a carry-all bag. I do too. I have a fanny pack that I wear.
Literally, it stays like this, like facing forward.
The better, and the more you conceal it, the better.
Yeah.
I wear mine around here, and I put a hoodie over it,
Yeah.
so then they can't even see anything.
Because what happened to my barber actually is he was riding. He does house calls.
Oh man.
And he has a moto,
Mm-hmm.
and he had his on his thing. When they were stopped in traffic, someone pulled up, "Give me your bag," and they had scissors with them,
Yeah,
and they
no,
cut it
off.
and took his bag, and he had his wallet, his phone, he had everything in this bag. So carrying these bags around with everything is not a great idea.
No.
Also,
It has to be. It had to conceal it.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is part of street smarts. This is not a Medellin thing. This is in anywhere in the world. If you go to Rome, Italy, if you go to Paris, anywhere in the world right now, you're going to have to take the same precautions.
So, on my side of it, where I think Medellin is going, I think it's going to continue to get more touristy because the tourism is growing every year. They're beating their previous year numbers. You already see it when you come into town and you're like, why am I sitting in immigration for 4 hours? Because Medellin was never meant for this amount of people.
The airport's so small.
It's super small.
You have no idea. Bogota has a giant airport. And a pro tip, if you're coming here, go through Bogota and connect here.
Yeah.
It's going to save you so much time.
As far as immigration goes.
Yeah.
You'll spend an extra hour in the air, but it's better than maybe an hour less, and then you're stuck for 4 hours in immigration.
Yes.
It may cost you a little bit more money too. Also, too, I have a hack, but I'm gonna gatekeep this until I die.
I want to hear it off camera.
When I get off camera,
Yeah,
it's my
sure.
way to get past immigration without like where you expedite the line.
Okay,
You just go straight past. But that's where I see it. As I said, I already feel like this is kind of turning into Cancun.
It's starting to,
It's not going to help anymore when they complete this mar that they're artificial ocean that they're building.
I don't think it's going to happen. I have this feeling that it's not. They say next year, and if you go there, if you go to that area now, nothing's happened.
I don't. Was it supposed to be completed in 2026?
Yeah. That's what they said. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It might happen at some point, but yeah.
But if they do decide, if the right investors come and they actually do decide to move forward with that, it's, as they say, it's the only thing Medellin is missing is a large body of water. Right now, I'd rather just keep it, let everybody go to Guadalupe. Go drive 2 hours, go to Guadalupe.
And Guadalupe is beautiful.
It is.
It's gorgeous. It's a great drive, too.
But if that happens, that's not going to help. That's just going to bring more tourism, and it's just going to get worse and worse. Things are going to get more expensive, and
that's the other thing right there.
And I fear that Medellin or Colombia is going to basically turn into kind of a Costa Rica, where although in Costa Rica they use U.S. dollars, but it's pretty expensive in Costa Rica. It's not like it's cheap there.
Yeah, and I think that it's the more, and the other part of it too is that Costa Rica kind of welcomed that, whereas Medellin is not. The top 2% of Medellin want that. The other 98% do not, because they're already getting forced out of Laureles and Poblado, and they're going further out.
And it's not even just that. One of my girlfriend's friends, she couldn't afford. I mean, unfortunately, she's a webcam model, which is a common job here.
It's a job here.
But she couldn't afford to live here anymore, so she went down to Pereira. So
made a good choice.
They're
There's
getting,
a lot of webcam models in Pereira as
Yeah.
well. It's a huge market.
So they're going further and further out. They're not. It's not just, oh, we're going to go to Bejo now, or
No, they're just leaving the city.
Copacabana. You know, and Copacabana, not Copacabana in Rio de Janeiro.
No.
There's a Copacabana here as well.
Yeah.
But they're going much
It's outside of
further.
the city.
Yeah, much further out because it's cheaper.
Even Bucaramanga is getting a lot of Medellin people now. It's just the people that are coming here that are getting displaced. They're just going further and further out from from this area. Not here, but and Poblado.
Yeah, I had. Let me see what was one of my other questions.
But I can see what you mean. I can see your point of it.
Yeah, like where I'm just kind of foreseeing where it's going to because prices. If you try to buy a condo right now, and it's ridiculous, like an ex-girlfriend of mine, when I would tell her like, hey, you know, they have condos here for X amount. She's like, in Colombia? I'm like, yeah, literally, there's people that are paying $400,000 for condos here.
And they're like the penthouse that everybody wants. Even this place. I mean, this place isn't huge. You see, and this was $200,000.
Yeah, and unfortunately now here in Poblado or in Medellin, let's just say Medellin, if you want something like that's you think like, oh, I got like 120 grand saved up, I should be able to get me one of these nice penthouses.
Not a chance.
That train is come and gone years ago.
You missed that by when I first got here. You could probably get that. No, even then it was still going to be expensive. You missed that by probably a good decade or more.
I mean, I would say maybe when I got here 2 years ago, it was probably
you could
towards
still
the tail end of it, because I was still finding people that were getting decent places that were
not the penthouse stuff, but you could get a good one.
Definitely not a penthouse.
Yeah.
That you had to get like 30 years ago.
Yeah, you're out of these new ones. Like there's an apartment that's being built right over here.
300 metros or something.
Yeah, they're huge. It's like it's a giant building, and you're getting they're cutting the building in quarters, and you're getting like a quarter of it with 2 angles and 2 views of the city, and it's literally $800,000. It's insanity.
Yeah. And then at the Wake is pretty easy. It's a building everyone will see. It's probably this tall building. You can see it from Provenza if you're there. Average apartment there, $1 million. And obviously you're thinking
energy living building.
Energy is another one, but it's like
one.
What Colombians are paying $1 million for an apartment?
And it's not even that many gringos can afford that.
Yeah.
So,
but I will say this though. Some of these places I've gone to look into apartments, when you look at the name list, a lot of the names are Colombian names.
It is.
So it's probably I hate to be judgmental here or stereotypical, but it's probably the narco guys and
it is, and it's
that
somebody that has a connection to it for sure. No, it's not wrong. And the other thing too is there's a lot of people. There's a gold rush mentality going right now.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Where these Colombian landlords are like, oh my God, let me buy up all of this property so I can make Airbnbs. I don't know if you know, in this area, I'm not going to say the place that we live in, but they don't allow short-term rentals. None of these buildings will allow anything less than 30-day rentals.
Yeah.
And that's by design. We can do this more often for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely have to get together and do more videos because there's so much more to talk about.
And we're like right around
next
the corner.
Yeah, and we're neighbors.
Yeah.
So I guess to end this video, overall, what do you think that are just a key important thing that guys should know when coming to Medellin? Just one thing.
Don't come here with your head in the sky, with your head in the clouds. You got to come here and look at the city for what it is. If you think you're going to come here, and you've been here a couple of times on vacation, you have to come here and get yourself out of vacation mode before you move here, before you commit to coming here long term. Be smart. And part of that is being street smart and learning from what we're saying, learning from what other real content creators are saying, not these guys that are sensationalizing it. This city is a mirror. So how you treat it, it's going to treat you. So if you're coming here looking to exploit and be that guy, it's going to treat you as such.
100%, I agree with that. Couldn't have said it any better. With that, we'll end this video, and let's see you guys in the next one.
See you guys later.